Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Monday night stream. We've got a special one for you tonight. As promised, the SpongeBob Season 1 episode tier list is tonight. We'll do Season 2 on Wednesday and Season 3 on Friday. And then we'll be done with the SpongeBob tier list forever, because I'm not going to do every single season. We'll just do the first couple and call it good. And say that's enough. We all know how much SpongeBob means to the millennials like myself. So let's make sure everything looks good. You can hear the Kerbal music in the background. That's good. Kerbals is coming. This shouldn't take us more than like 15 minutes. If it does, just hey, what's up, Jesse J? I'm doing all right. Let me transition here. Here it is. Season 1 of SpongeBob SquarePants. Let's make sure I can see chat. There it is. Doo-doo-doo. Perfect. And everybody should be able to hear me. The audio line is going up. And let's start us off. So, Season 1, Episode 1, Help Wanted. That is a banger alert. That gave us Tiny Tim's classic song. You know the one, like... Yeah, you know the song. All right, Reef Blower. Now we're jumping down to the bottom. C tier. No dialogue, just a short of SpongeBob messing around with a reef blower. So C tier. Oh no, Jesse J. Sorry to hear that. You're lean. All right, Tea at the Tree Dome, the introduction of Sandy Cheeks. We'll give Tea at the Tree Dome an A tier. That's a good one. That gave us Pinkies Up. That gave us, like SpongeBob and Patrick being dried up and just being like a sponge and a starfish in live action. It was great. Bubble Stand, S tier. Ripped Pants, banger alert. Yes, yes, yes. Jellyfishing. Okay. This is the one where Patrick and SpongeBob take Squidward jellyfishing as an A tier. Plankton. This is the first episode where Plankton tries to steal the Krabby Patty formula. This is the one where he uses a mind control device on SpongeBob. That is a B tier. Naughty Nautical Neighbors is the one where Squidward causes SpongeBob and Patrick to hate each other. That is going to be a B tier. Boating School. This is the one where SpongeBob uses Patrick to cheat on his boating exam. That is a B tier. Pizza Delivery, banger alert. S plus for sure. Home Sweet Pineapple. I gotta give this one a C tier. It's memorable, but it's not like great. I mean, it's still C tier. Like, SpongeBob is graded on a curve, right? You haven't eaten in a couple days because you can't afford food at the moment because you paid your bills, so you're broke. That sucks. And you got no place in town that gives you free food. We got one of those here in town where you can just go, like a food shelf or whatever. All right, Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy. Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy are in a retirement home, and SpongeBob and Patrick come and harass them. I give that an A tier. That's a good one. Pickles, S tier. Classic. Hall Monitor, S tier. Jellyfish Jam, banger alert. Sandy's Rocket. That's a B tier. Squeaky Boots, C tier. SpongeBob Nature Pants, B tier. Opposite Day, ooh, B tier. Culture Shock. Oh, what is Culture Shock? Hang on, I have the list of episodes here. Squidward hosts a talent show at the Krusty Krab, S tier. Fun, Banger Alert. Muscle Bob Buff Pants, B tier. Squidward the Unfriendly Ghost, B tier also. The Chaperone, Banger Alert. So many bangers in season 1. Employee of the Month. Okay, I think I know this one. They compete for Employee of the Month. Yeah, that's gonna be like a C tier. SpongeBob Scaredy Pants is, of course, the one where SpongeBob can't scare anyone because he looks like a haunted mattress, and then Patrick shaves him, so he now looks like a ghost, but his brain is there. That's a B tier. I Was a Teenage Gary. I'm gonna have to put that in C tier. SB 129, B tier. Karate Choppers, C tier. Sleepy Time, C tier. I feel like I'm being unfair, but at the same time, like, this entire season is great, so it's just within the season itself. The Suds is B tier. Valentine's Day, B tier. The Paper, another B tier. Arg, we'll put that in A tier. Rock Bottom, S tier. Texas, Banger Alert. Sandy sings a song. Walking Small is Plankton tricks SpongeBob into becoming assertive so he can build his mega bucket. Okay. That's gonna be a B tier. Fools in April, C tier. Neptune Spatula, A tier. Cookie, that goes in B. And Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy 2 wins a conch shell in a contest to summon his heroes. I don't even remember that one. So I'm going to go ahead and say C tier. All right, there we go. That's the tier list. It only took me about 10 minutes. And now it will soon be time for Kerbal Space Program. So get a good look at that. Let me know if you agree or disagree. And we will get going here. Switch over to the game. 3, 2, 1, transition. All right, it's Kerbal time, guys. You guys didn't come here for SpongeBob, unless you did, in which case, welcome. Sorry, the whole stream wasn't SpongeBob, but I do have a schedule to uphold. So let's dive in and see where we left off. Oh, we have a rescue mission that might be worth doing. Go ahead and grab that. And check on our current missions. We do have ongoing Duna missions that I need to check in on. We have the Duna lander, which is in orbit, or this is the craft, right? The transfer craft. We have the actual lander, which is currently landed on Duna. And we have the Dun station, which is still 51 days out from the Duna encounter. As for Hank in here, he is comfortably in orbit, low Kerbin orbit. We should be able to get a rescue ship up there shortly. Let's go ahead and speed up time. Like so. And then we'll prep our rescue mission. Which actually, since we're out of pilots, may involve a probe core design. Which isn't my favorite idea, but it shouldn't hurt too much. as long as we bring it home with us. Hello, Bingledaries. If you just got here, you just missed the SpongeBob tier list. It was like 10 minutes. But hey, actually, you know what? I'll show you the finals here. It's right there. So there's every episode from Banger Alert to C tier. If you have any comments or questions about right where? Oh, sorry guys. I forgot there's like a button I gotta hit. There it is. So season 2 will be on Wednesday and season 3 will be on Friday. I've already got plans for season 2 because that's got my favorite episode in there. I know, right? So I had to explain that the all of SpongeBob, the first 3 seasons at least, are like S through A tier episodes. So this is just within the season itself. Like I was so against putting in like a D or an F tier because like none of them are terrible, but again, you have to remember it's within. Hooky Got Done Dirty. I mean, if you say so. That episode's good, but I don't know if it's as good as like Neptune Spatula. But I'm glad this is generating some controversy. Maybe I'll put it on the Discord and see what people have to say. I mean, obviously you can't compete with the musical episodes, right? Just some all around. Help Wanted, absolutely goated. Yeah, right? That's why it's at the top. Well, I'm just glad that oh, you know what? I totally forgot to mention I have this this SpongeBob mug filled with a small amount of coconut rum, which I thought would be festive. So let's drink to that. Ooh, it's warm. It's not that warm. It's all right. Culture Shock. I couldn't remember Culture Shock either. It's, oh my gosh, I have it right here. It is Squidward hosts a talent show. That's the one. It's the talent show episode. So that would almost be Banger Alert from Squidward's performance, his interpretive dance, but I decided against it and just put it in S tier. Great episode, though. No talent, no talent. Yeah, exactly. Oh, that's such a good episode. It was tough, though. Like, every episode is good in its own way. It's just a matter of ranking them. Solid list. Thank you. As an audience member of Possibly an Alien, I greatly appreciate your judgment on this matter. I think her and I are in agreement about the superiority of SpongeBob. All right, so back to the game. Go away. There we go. Kerbal time. Are you a Kerbal player, Bingledaries? Or just a SpongeBob fan? Nope, that's fair. Compared to some of the people that I watch, I'm barely a Kerbal player. What was I? That's right, there was a rescue mission that I think we just missed. Okay, well, we'll get the design ready to go. I forgot that time was still running in the background. I better finish this coconut rum before it like goes bad. Oh God, it burns. Ugh, terrible idea. Rum? No, it doesn't go bad. I don't know. I don't know anything about alcohol, besides I don't generally drink it. But I thought it would be fun and festive for SpongeBob. So we need a rescue ship. Let's find it. The Savior 3, I think, is our most recent design. And we're gonna update it to be automated by adding a probe core like so. In fact, you know what? No, that's all we need. Actually, we probably should put a heat shield. That could go very poorly. Too small. Just right. And that looks fine. Or is that better? That's probably better. Yeah, we do not have any pilots. Everybody is out on a mission right now. We've got 3 engineers. And actually, we should put an antenna on this, so we don't run into any communication problems. That would be smart. Take the monoprop out of here. Don't need that. Monoprop is out. Good, good. And we'll put a Kerbal in here just to be safe. What? What? That's weird. Hang on. Why can I not put crew in? Oh. Oh, there's 3 in there. Okay, I'm reading that totally wrong. All right, let's leave. And we're gonna let the wreckage orbit real quick, and then we'll send out the rescue mission. So, time warp. And once we've got Hankin safely back on Kerbin, if he is a pilot, we're gonna send him out to collect some of the pilots that have been dispersed around the solar system. Well, not the whole, just the Kerbin system. Because we need to recover some additional pilots. We're running low. I guess we could just buy one if we really needed to. But it's so expensive to buy new Kerbals. Doesn't seem worth it. All right, let's launch. To the launch pad. We want the Savior 3A with 1 engineer. Like so. Just in case we lose connection, the engineer can at least attempt to steer the pod. Like a worst case scenario. Let's max out the speed. Prepare for launch. And 3, 2, 1, go. Beautiful. An excellent launch. And do a quick gravity turn. We're getting there. So, oh, I have my notebook here. Let me get that situated on the desk in front of me. I do have some notes here for the stream tonight. The plan is, of course, to finish up some work around Duna, maybe head to Ike. And then, like I said, we need to collect some pilots from around the Kerbin system, get them all back at the KSC and ready to go. But in addition to that, I do have some discussion topics for this evening. So when you guys are ready to start talking about stuff, let me know. And we will begin this evening's discussion topic. Kind of wobbling here. Not sure how I feel about that. Can probably go pro grade now. That should work. Yeah, we got plenty of fuel left. Can actually probably slow down a bit. We're almost going a little too fast. So we want to keep an eye on our time to reach apoapsis. We'll try to get it down to about 50 seconds. Oh, I need some water after that rum. That's better. All right, so we're at 50 seconds. Let's speed up just a bit. We're not really speeding up. We're increasing the throttle. I guess it's important to make a distinction with spaceflight when you're actually increasing your speed and when you're just increasing the throttle. Maybe it doesn't matter that much. Maybe the distinction is meaningless. Basically, I want the rocket to go faster in the direction that I'm pointing. A pretty solid ascent profile. Let's check the map and mark our target. I'm good. So, discussion topics for this evening include trying to eat healthy, types of streamers, Moon Knight, the alleged cat girl infestation going on at the local high school, and some other stuff if we get through all that. I've been taking notes all weekend and all last week. And these are the discussion topics that we didn't get to on Friday. Which, to be honest, we didn't do a lot of discussing because I was really hardcore into trying to beat Episode 1 Racer. Alright, Emmykins is going to be right back. I won't talk about anything too fun without you, don't worry. Let's keep an eye on our periapsis here. Once that gets around 15, I think we can ditch this lower stage. Or we can probably ditch it now, to be honest. So we're gonna switch and go. Look at that delta V we've still got. That's crazy. So we're gonna get to here, our intersect point. And then once we've passed that, we're gonna circularize, then we're gonna extend it out past to slow down relative to our target. And then on the next pass, we should rendezvous with them pretty easily. So for those of you who don't play a lot of Kerbal Space Program, or who maybe do play, and you're trying to get better at rendezvous, it's actually pretty straightforward. If you are ahead of your target, you need to make, at your intersect point, you need to make your apoapsis go up, or the far side of your orbit go up. And if you are behind them, you want to make the far side of your orbit go down. And then, of course, you have to watch that you don't accidentally put your orbit inside the atmosphere, because that's just going to cause problems. So sometimes, if you're in really low Kerbal orbit like I am here, even if you're behind, it might make more sense to increase your apoapsis, so that way you slow down, and then eventually the target will go all the way around and then catch up to you. So there you go. And if you need like a specific example of that, I guess let me know and I'll try my best, but I'm not necessarily in a position to just do a tutorial yet. Maybe in a bit. You know what, I just thought of another discussion topic, and that is Disney's Encanto, which I have not seen, but I keep hearing great things about. And now I feel like I'm missing something by not having seen it yet. I heard it's got music on par with like Moana, which is pretty high praise, I think, because that movie's got some excellent music. And from what it looks like, it has a lot more characters too. So here we are. We've reached space. We're not quite in orbit yet. Our periapsis is still inside the atmosphere. But we definitely have enough delta V to achieve orbit and then some. This thing could probably just about land on the Mun and come back. Although I wouldn't want to risk that. Could be fun though. Can we land a rescue craft on the Mun if we needed to? I think if we swapped this tank out for a slightly larger one, we probably could. Because right now we've got 1688, it's about 900 delta V to get to the Mun. That would leave us with about 800. It's like 500 to land. And then to get back, it is around 300, I think. I don't remember the exact number. So yeah, I'd be cutting it very close. I would not attempt it. We're gonna pass this. This is gonna go back. Yeah, so there it went back, you can see. So now we're gonna burn prograde, and you can see that the intersect point is now moving closer to our intersect maneuver whatever thing here. Wrong one. Let's get that stuff out of here. And you can see also that the separation is now going down because the 2 points are getting closer on the orbit. So there it goes. For those of you who weren't here on Friday for the pod racing stream, I don't blame you. It was kind of a disaster. I realized the importance of having my moderator like nearby watching the stream, because I basically did an entire race with the Be Right Back screen up and didn't notice until after I had finished the race and like checked in on the stream. It was really bad. Here we go. We're going to do a quick orbit and then we should be catching up to our target as we go through. The speed up time here. Bring it around town. Bring it around town. All right, Emmykins is back. Crisis averted. There were no mod emergencies. I didn't talk about anything except Encanto briefly, and that was more of a setup for a potential future discussion topic. Oh, we're closing in now. So for this thing, we're going to point retrograde relative to our target, and we're going to kind of corral our retrograde marker onto the target anti-target maneuver thingy. And you can see that's going to reduce the separation at our intersect point. And this is a trick that I'll often use. I don't know if there's a name for it. There probably is. Like, there's probably some kind of astrophysics term, rocket science-y stuff for this type of burn. But I don't know what it is. If you know what it is, put it in chat. There we go. So let's speed up time. Wow, I did not realize that we were using electric power, and I didn't put any solar panels on here, so it's... Oh, I do have solar panels. What am I talking about? Okay, we're fine then. There's solar panels. Thought for a second there wasn't solar panels. Go, let's try that maneuver again. We're gonna corral the retrograde marker onto the anti-target marker. We're gonna keep an eye on our intersect. Yeah, you can see that going down real fast. 1.4, 1.3, 1.2, and so on. Also, how many people are here tonight? Okay, not very many. That's all right. If you're watching the VOD, hello. Thank you for watching the VOD. I just hit 100 plus followers over the weekend. I'm very excited. Big milestone. And to celebrate, I don't have any plans yet. So if you've got an idea for a fun event I can do, I guess I'll run it past some of the other members of the community later. Then let me know and we'll do it. All right. So you can see our separation is going to be 100 meters basically. And we should have visual, there it is. So we should have eyes on our actual target. So there it is. We can see it. And that means we can maneuver appropriately as we get closer. So we're going to get our relative velocity to about 1/10 of our distance to the target. So we'll slow down more and more as we get closer and closer. So we're at 750, so we go down to 7.5. And I guess that's not like super ideal because we'll eventually reach a point where we can't slow down anymore. So we'll just let it ride for a bit. See who else is streaming KSP tonight? Kerbal Space Program. Kerbal Space Program. A lot of people streaming tonight. Nice. And here I am. Down at the bottom. It's okay though. We're gonna make it work. $400 meters out. We're gonna slow it down. Slow it down. Honestly, these rendezvous are getting kind of boring. Like, I feel like I've done so many this career. I don't know. Maybe, you know, one of these days, somebody new will come in and they'll be like, wow, you rendezvous so smoothly. How do you do that? And I'll have no idea what to say to them. Emmykins is at 49K tickets? No, that they're called shards. Tickets is something else. All right. We're getting closer. Actually, we can warp here. No reason not to. There it is. All right, so we're just a little bit under 100 meters. Let's burn so that we're on our way towards the target now. And then slow down a nice amount, and we'll switch over. What do we got here? Hankin is a scientist, so not a pilot, unfortunately. But I will take a scientist over an engineer at this point. Where's our craft? There it is. So Hankin's just gonna make his way over there. There we go. So Hankin, welcome Hankin. And we'll get you home safely here shortly. Let's get you inside the capsule. If I can swing it. So I was thinking, and I'm always thinking this obviously, what other game I could play once I finish KSP, because KSP right now is taking up the Monday slot. But it's not gonna last forever. Like, I've been hitting these planets pretty quick, and the tech tree is getting close to being done. So I'm expecting that Kerbals will probably last maybe another 2 to 3 months at the rate that I'm going. I play once a week. And maybe do like a long Saturday stream one of these nights. So we've done Eve and Gilly. We're gonna do Duna and Ike. So all that's left, I guess Jewel has like a ton of stuff, right? So if we can knock out Drez, Moho, and Elu are the solo planets, right? Then all that's left is to do a big Jewel mission and hit every single moon. And then we're done. Like, that's it. I mean, we can't land on Jewel because it's a gas giant, but we can land on all the moons. And then get everybody back, and that's the end of the game, essentially. I need to check how many people are on the KSS, because that's something that we've been meaning to decommission for quite a while now. Because it's kind of sitting up there. It's not very robust. It doesn't have a lot of crew quarters. It's just got the science lab with some crappy solar panels. And I think we'd be better off if we just decommissioned it and brought the pilot home. Because right now we're using a pilot on the Jeb Memorial Station, which doesn't have anyone else on it. So swapping out the staff, that would net us one pilot. And I don't know that we even need scientists up there anymore. There's not a whole lot of science to be generated in Kerbal orbit. Just something to think about. Okay. We're going to decouple and go retrograde. And there we go. And yes, the Kerbals are quite happy today. They got to go to space and nobody got hurt. Give me a second, I'm gonna mess with the mic a bit. It's blocking the very top of the screen, which is where, you know, the altimeter is. I need to see that. Yeah, it's better. Hopefully they didn't change too much. Nope, looks good. We're gonna come in here. Shouldn't take too much time. Enough to make you mad, I suppose. Let's see. Eating healthy was one of the big topics I wanted to talk about. It's like a thing, right? Like, I've had this philosophy for years that like eating healthy is like eating gross. Because if you're eating healthy, you can't eat any good foods because they're bad for you. And you have to eat foods that are good for you, which typically don't taste very good. So I'm thinking like vegetables, fruits. That's basically it, really, right? Like, you're not supposed to eat bread, you're not supposed to eat meat, you're not supposed to eat fats or sugar. But I don't like fruits or vegetables. And then if you prepare them in a way that I do like them, they're now unhealthy again. They're now just like covered in sugar. Or covered in like ranch or some other delicious sauce, drenched in butter. So it's always been a struggle for me because all the foods that I like to eat aren't good for me, and all the foods that are good for me I don't like to eat. So I think at some point I just need to like suck it up and deal with it and just eat foods that I hate and be miserable until I reach some kind of level of fitness that I'm happy with, which at this point could take years, to be honest. And maybe just kind of fall back on some other kind of thing that makes me happy, whether that's streaming or gaming. What does this say? Do not stand in front of something may occur. Can't read it. It's like super blurry. Anyway, that's my thoughts on eating healthy. I think I just need to suck it up and deal with it. Like, how long can I be unhealthy for before it like starts to affect my health? Probably not much longer, honestly. And so if you've got ideas or how you deal with eating healthy, let me know. Maybe I could just stop eating as much. I've heard that's another issue with like American diets, right? Is like the portion sizes are so huge your body gets used to eating a lot, when realistically you don't need to eat that much. Like, your body will be fine. we live sedentary lifestyles. We don't burn that many calories. I'm not chopping wood all day. I'm not a lumberjack. I work in an office and then I stream. Like, that's it. I'm just sitting around all day. I can't be burning that many calories, right? I don't know why I went straight to lumberjack. I guess that's just sort of the profession I equate with physical exertion. These days it's probably more like automated. They've got like a big fancy truck with saws on it, like in Fern Gully. Just kind of rolls up and starts hacking down all the trees. They barely do anything. So I don't know what a good example would be these days. Maybe like working in one of those Amazon warehouses. Seems like they get worked to the bone quite a bit. All right, we are re-entering now. You can see the ablator has been used up, but the heat shield is still working fine. At these speeds, it's not going to overheat. Mostly, it was put there to protect the very, very fragile remote guidance unit, which we don't want to explode because it's expensive. And that's going to bring us to our next topic, which was Moon Knight, which is a comic / upcoming Disney Plus show that I know basically nothing about, other than he's like the Batman, but if Batman was a mummy, which may or may not be cool. Again, I haven't seen Hawkeye yet, but I've heard that's good. So if Disney keeps up the whole like MCU TV thing and, you know, meets a minimum level of quality, I think everything's going to be just fine on the Moon Knight front. Trailer looked okay. I didn't see anything like offensive. And I know some people are like super, like every comic has its fans, right? Like even the most obscure stuff. Well, to an extent. There's probably something that no one's ever heard of. But for the most part, somebody's favorite superhero is gonna be Moon Knight. Just like there were people out there who liked Iron Man before the movie. People who liked Captain America before the movies. Because you gotta remember, Marvel Studios was working with basically like the C-grade heroes that they hadn't sold off. So Spider-Man, the Hulk, those were all off the table initially because those were their big property, or the X-Men. Everything got sold to, you know, avoid going out of business. So all the characters that they did own were sort of the more obscure ones, or the ones that weren't as popular. And now you could easily find someone whose favorite superhero is Iron Man or Captain America or Thor. All right, let's drop down here, do a little physics warp. So maybe, you know, there's somebody out there who knows about Moon Knight and is super hyped. Going down. We want to stop the physics warp before we hit the water because we don't want to cause any problems. Coming in at a nice 9 meters per second. Just fine. I mean, that's a lot, right? But for a spaceship, it's probably good enough. Emmykins first heard about Thor from Adventures in Babysitting. Yeah, exactly. Like, but you probably knew about Spider-Man and the X-Men, like, just sort of through pop culture osmosis. So that mission is complete. And now, if there are no additional ones, let's check on the KSS. I think it's time to decommission that, like I said. That should be up here. Who all is aboard? Vulcan Rider, welcome. Welcome. You just missed all the superhero and eating healthy talk, but you're just in time to watch me decommission an old space station. So we got Anfrod and Calfert, who we need to recall here. How much science do we have? We might be able to transmit a bit of science before this is over. There we go. Let's go ahead and transmit it. We're going to stop the research and we're going to transmit the science. Tick tock, tick tock. Speaking of TikToks, apparently I'm supposed to make content for TikTok. I'm gonna resist it as long as I can, because I was like learning about how to make stuff for TikTok, and it just sounds like a pain in the butt. Okay, there we go. Science is done. Back to the Space Center. Let's get another rescue mission. It's not really a rescue mission. Like, they're not stranded up there. It's just like a crew transfer mission, but we're not going to use the crew transfer shuttle because that thing is way too overkill for this mission. So let's take a look here. Hankins' wreckage we can terminate because we've recovered him. The KSS is currently here. So we'll let it get over the desert first. So Vulcan Rider, I heard that you and your wife watched the film Charade, and I was gonna ask Emmykins if she was familiar with that because she watches a lot of older movies for some reason that I will never understand. And she may have heard of it. So let's see what she has to say. The Audrey Hepburn one. No, Vulcan Rider, he died aboard the Jeb Memorial Station, which is still going to be up there. Where is the thing that I want? The Savior 3A, which stands for automated because it has a probe core. Launch the vessel. Well, you know what I could do? I could deorbit the KSS and then send the scientist. We don't need to do that. We don't need anybody aboard the Jeb Memorial Station besides the pilot. Make sure everything is open. We're good. All systems go. Let's go. The Audrey Hepburn Cary Grant movie. Emmykins likes Breakfast at Tiffany's for some reason. Again, I don't quite understand it. I watched the movie and was not impressed. But I don't know. Apparently it's supposed to be a comedy. But I was not laughing. You own Charade. Okay, well there you go. I liked how Urban like couldn't pronounce it. Like he'd never seen the word before. Like it's just charades, but without the plural on the edge. That gave me a good chuckle this morning. Okay, we are tilting over. Let's go. Tilt, tilt, tilt. Alright, that should be good. Increase the throttle a little bit. Oh, increase the throttle a little more. That should be good. We can hold that for a while. Not good enough? No, I don't care about the special effects. Like, I'll watch movies without special effects. I don't know. It might just be the time period. Like, the humor doesn't quite line up with today. Like, we watched Caddyshack over the weekend, and I laughed like 3 times. It just was not that funny. And I don't know if it was like, maybe it was funnier when it came out, or maybe people had more of a, I don't know. It's like a different sense of humor back then. But that's okay. It's like, it's important to see these movies, right? To like get what the hype is about. You've been married longer than I've been alive. That's crazy. I hope someday to have been married longer. Well, I'm sure I've been married now longer than some people have been alive, but I hope to be married someday longer than I've been alive now, if that makes any sense. Slowing it down. We're gonna get there. Let's check our target here. So the KSS is in a 100-kilometer orbit. Which is pretty high, but not that high. If I'm lucky, huh? All right, we'll see. Just keep rolling the dice every year. Your parents celebrate their 60th in June. Wow. I think my parents were married for like 20-ish years, and then they got divorced. I'm like, I mean, you've been married this long, like, just deal with it. Like, what are you gonna do? Oh well. Doesn't always work out for everybody, I suppose. What is the plan here? I guess we just want to keep increasing our apoapsis. Can't hurt, right? Oh, okay, we went a little... I may have gone too far in a few places there. Let's decouple and get away from the rest of the ship, and hopefully that'll fall back to Kerbal without me having to intervene. I think it's if it's under 29 kilometers-ish. There we go. 100 kilometers. Let's check our target once again. So we will be ahead of the target, which is perfect. That's exactly what we want to see. Oh, Emmykins could point out why it didn't work for them, but she'll be nice. Thanks, Emmykins. You don't have to be nice, but I guess it's the higher road, right? A marriage is like a car, says Vulcan Rider. It requires maintenance. You don't just get in and continue to drive. You have to change the oil, change the brakes, etc., etc. Yeah, sometimes you got to swap out the whole car and get a new one, right? Trade it in for a newer model, as the guys say. So we're still in the atmosphere, which is annoying because that means we can't time warp. But we should be leaving. Oh, we could probably keep the thrust up so that we don't lose all of our altitude to the atmosphere. I hope you guys are staying hydrated tonight too. Don't just let that is outside the scope. All right, fair enough. My grandma always said, if you can't be handsome, you should at least be handsy, and I've tried to live up to that every day. I like to think that it's helped me in more ways than one. Up to like 101 kilometers maybe? That should keep it going. And now we wait for another 7,000 meters. So what else do I have here? We talked about eating healthy. We talked about Moon Knight. And this, you guys will get a kick out of this one. Apparently there was a rumor going around my town that there was going to be a school board meeting to determine if they needed to place litter boxes in the school, the high school, to be specific. And would you like to guess the reason for this? for the alleged reason that they needed to do this. Don't worry, I'll wait. You guys can place your guesses in the chat. You guys a few seconds here. Excuse me, what? What do you mean what? They were going to put litter boxes in the high school. So, can you guess why? Is this real? Well, I mean, for a certain definition of real, the rumor is real. All right, we're in space finally. There we go. There's the music. I love to hear it. And now we can warp our way to the intersect point. Because of the leftist shared bathrooms. Nope. I don't know how a litter box would solve that. It was allegedly because of an outbreak of cat girls, or girls pretending to be cats in the school, and they would refuse to go to the bathroom in the toilet, so they would need to have litter boxes on hand so they could use them. People not understanding furries. I mean, sure, let's go with that. That's close enough, right? Anyway, that was the rumor. The girls are all acting like cats. They wear cat ears. They had to ban tails. And they like lick each other or whatever. I don't know. It was on Dr. Phil apparently, and now every parent in the country is up in arms. It's not true. It's a rumor. It's made up. I don't know why. Like, that's a dumb thing to make up. But I did hear it, and I am reporting it now as a rumor. It is fake. Alright, let's keep an eye on the intersect here. We're going around. We're going to increase our apoapsis on the far side. And you can see, look at that separation going down. It's beautiful, isn't it? And actually, while we're doing this, get a little bit closer. Perfect. I'll take 1.8 kilometers for now. We can actually change our inclination here so that we are lined up. IQs are dropping precipitously. Are you referring to the cat girls or to the people who are buying into this rumor? I guess it could be either one. Like, I remember when I was a kid, I would like pretend to be an animal. Probably not in high school. You'd get beat up for that. Well, to be fair, you'd get beat up for anything in high school, so it's kind of irrelevant. But yeah, it was a dumb rumor. I'm like, that's probably not true. And then I confirmed that it was in fact not true and was just a dumb rumor. Somebody heard it on Dr. Phil and decided that every high school in the country now had cat girls like licking each other all over. Both. Okay. Fair enough. There's nothing wrong with furries. Well, it's some of them. One of my favorite streamers is a furry, and he seems alright. Alright, we're going around. So, Vulcan, how are you doing on orbital rendezvous these days? Have you got it down yet? Or are you still working on, like, getting into decent orbits reliably? I heard you mentioned you were a little rusty on Urban Stream this morning. Now, come on, Emmykins. We still got a few thousand years to go before idiocracy takes hold. You're preempting it. All right, so let's go ahead and corral our maneuver node here. I keep calling it maneuver node. That's not correct. It's the indicator. Indicator's the word. I need to write that down. Indicator. Indicator. Perfect. And now we play the time warp game. very slowly we play the time warp game, I guess. Ah, there it is. It's not that slow. It all worked out. So what we're going to do... Oh, this actually isn't going to work, is it? I'll need to make a claw craft to go push this thing out of orbit. Because I don't know if it has any docking ports on it. And I can't just, like... What's the word I'm thinking of? Like, just kind of decelerate and then hope that I can get into the capsule. So we'll just leave it up here pilotless, I guess. So Vulcan Rider says, yesterday was my first time back in Kerbal, and Kerbal blew up Jeb and Karami, but I was able to recover the quick save. I also tried shoot up 3 orbital insertions. I'm not played in almost a month. Oof. Yeah, you get a little rusty if you don't practice. I often have to, when I get back into playing, I have to do a few practice launches before I'm fully ready to go. Okay. Let's bring these Kerbals home. And then I need to unlock the claw so I can go decommission this piece of debris that the KSS will soon be. Speaking of Idiocracy and Mike Judge, I heard he has plans with his new animation studio to bring back King of the Hill and do sort of a continuation series, like a sequel to the original. We're getting deeper into Idiocracy. Yeah, everybody says that every year. We'll see how it goes. We'll give it a couple of decades if we're still around. But I was kind of excited about some extra King of the Hill. I still haven't watched every episode. But I think a, like, present day version of that, Bobby's an adult, Hank and Peggy are kind of older. That could be pretty fun. See how the world has changed in Arlen after all these years. And that's on top of the already announced Beavis and Butthead reboot / movie, which I'm super excited about because that is a shockingly, like, I don't want to say funny because obviously it's funny, but it's like poignant. It's like it's not a stupid show. It's very smartly written. The characters are stupid. How is that defund the police thing working out for Minneapolis? I have no idea. I don't live in Minneapolis. I don't even know if they've actually done it. I doubt that anything has actually happened with it. Oop. And there goes the station, flopping around. All right, well, we'll get Ann Fraud over there. If they actually defunded the police, I assume nothing has happened, and if they probably have not. Let's slow it on down and board the ship. There we go. In other news, though, that reminded me that I will apparently have the option to get broadband internet soon, which I'm very excited about, because that could increase basically the amount of data I can contribute to many cities have, which is why shooting and murder is like up like 600%. Is it really? That's an impressive increase. Although I think last year was like super low, like because everybody was mostly supposed to stay indoors. Oh wait, no, 2020. Yeah, 2020 was the year that happened. 2021, like everybody just kind of gave up. All right, orbit. Let's deorbit. So it would not surprise me if shootings and murders were up 600%, because more people are outside, like, causing trouble. I was reading about a guy who got mad at a McDonald's or Burger King worker and like shot them because they didn't get the sauce they wanted or something like equally as petty as that. All I can say is I'm glad I don't work at a fast food restaurant anymore, because that's the kind of nonsense I would expect to deal with on a daily basis. The worst that happened to me when I worked at McDonald's was somebody like ordered a water and then I gave it to them and then they threw it through the drive-through window at me. But the lid was on real tight, so nothing happened. I was just kind of confused. Many police have either been fired or retired. That is probably true. From what I understand, a lot of people are retiring, which is great for them. At the rate I'm going, I'll never be able to retire. Just keep working in the office every day until I die. They wanted the Szechuan sauce, right? It was the Rick and Morty fans. New York City lost 60% of the police, and SWAT teams are even worse. We'll see how it goes. I don't know about those exact numbers. That's probably right if you've got the numbers, because I don't, have them in front of me. Like I said, I live in a relatively small town. Very small police force overall. I generally don't interact with them. And there we go. Nope. Keep time warping here. I don't know why I needed to separate so early. I thought I was closer to the atmosphere than I was, I guess. Boop-a-doo, boop-a-doo. There we go. We have entered the atmosphere. Now we just have to play the waiting game. Look at that sunrise. That's great. Coming up over the desert. I know a lot of people say, like, oh, you got to get the visual mods to make it look good, but I think vanilla KSP looks just fine. Like, aside from the lack of clouds, which isn't that big of a deal to me personally, just, like, they made it look good. Like, it's a little clockwork universe, basically. These kind of tiny, smaller than life planets. Big old sun. So I'm expecting we're going to come in somewhere around here. Like, we'll either land in this part of the desert or we'll land in the Gulf. Kind of want more rum, but not enough to like actually go get some. So we're gonna stick with water for the rest of the night, I think. Probably a good idea. Look at that. It's like an eclipse. Switch to surface mode. Let's see. So we talked about the cat girls. We talked about Moon Knight. We talked about eating healthy. Oh, I finished It Takes Two over the weekend. It was excellent. I can definitely see why it won Game of the Year and why everyone was talking about it so much last year. I obviously, like, wasn't gonna play it because it requires 2 players. It Takes Two, yeah, it's a 2-player co-op game. And so I was like, you know what, it got Game of the Year, people are recommending it, let me just grab it and I'll play it with my wife, who is not great at video games, but she may do. It's not like a super hard game. It has some tricky sections, but she was able to persevere and get through them without my help. And it's a lot of fun. Like, if you have a partner who's willing to play, It has a lot of, like, it gave me Mario 64 energy for a lot of it because of the different levels, the different stages that it has. And then there's so many mini games too that you could play, like one-on-one, one versus one mini games that were a lot of fun. Plus, I just like games where you're shrunken down compared to the rest of the world. It's such a cool aesthetic, like Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, that kind of thing. Oh, what else? What else? I think I mentioned earlier, I watched Caddyshack also over the weekend. Was not impressed. Kind of funny, not that funny. And then Encanto was the final topic of conversation. Again, I have not seen it. I have not listened to the music from it. I watched one review of it that said, this is a great movie, you should go see it. But I still have not. I don't know if it's on Disney Plus or what. Maybe I'll go check it out. Oh, yeah, that's true. In It Takes Two, the main characters are kind of jerks, like, to each other and in general. You kind of just have to get used to the fact that they're going to want to do things that you don't necessarily want to do. You just kind of got to go along for the ride. You're a single-player gamer, not a variety gamer. Oh, you're a single game player. Just Kerbals? You've played other games. And it's true, I do play a lot of different types of games and different games in general. I know a lot of streamers, they get big or just only play one type of game, whether that's Call of Duty or Fortnite or Apex Legends or one of those. I couldn't do it. Like, I don't know how Urban manages to play Kerbal Space Program every single day for like 6 hours or whatever. I would go crazy. Like, it's a good game, don't get me wrong, but I don't know. Maybe I have a short attention span. Cold Water, StarCraft. Ooh, StarCraft. Like original StarCraft? I used to play that all the time as a kid. There we go. Parachute out. And Emmykin says Encanto is on... She's pretty sure it's on Disney Plus, so maybe we can catch that at some point for one of our movie nights. Ooh, speaking of movie nights. As always, the view count, or not view count, but like average viewers isn't quite where it needs to be to do a community game night type thing. But once we get to the point where like 10-ish people, I think would be enough, are watching, we could definitely do some community games if you guys are into that idea. StarCraft and StarCraft 2 are not boring. Or you're saying you're boring because you only play those. I would say if you like StarCraft and like that style of game, there's a lot of newer games that you could play that you might enjoy as well. Need to clean my screen here. Just noticing there's like dust and stuff all over it. There's a lot of good modern RTSs that aren't StarCraft. And there's some good classic ones too, like obviously Warcraft 3 is pretty classic. Oh, what's the other one? Age of Empires. Whether it's 2 or 3 or 4, which just came out. My friend really likes Age of Empires. I don't quite get it. I think RTS games just aren't for me. Like, I kind of have trouble focusing on getting, like, controlling all the things happening at once. It's like, it overwhelms me. Okay, so we need to unlock the claw. We already have the claw unlocked, so we don't actually need to unlock it. We just need to send something up to push the KSS out of its orbit. So we're gonna go ahead and take the crew transfer shuttle, and we're just gonna swap out the front transfer shuttle. Blah. That makes sense, right? There it is. Advanced grabbing unit. Flap that thing on the front. It looks dumb as heck, but it should work. Ooh, it comes in black. Oh, we'll just keep it black and white though. We'll load up a pilot and save. We'll get ready to launch. What was, I was talking to Grumpy Thumper, who is like the Star Sector guy. You guys are probably familiar with him. And he apparently picked up Mountain Blade 2 over the weekend and like spent the whole weekend just playing it. And that was interesting to hear because he's like been playing a lot of Star Sector and nothing else. So hearing him like drop everything to spend all weekend playing a different game, that's high praise. So I'm actually looking at getting that. There's the KSS right there. Let's just launch. Should be able to catch up to it, no problem. So that is the crew transfer shuttle C, or Claw. Let's get that thing up there. So that's another game that I've now added to my list of games that I want to try on stream. Or maybe off stream, whichever. It's too much to keep track of. You'd rather read a book? Hey, you know, there's nothing wrong with that. My issue with books is they're not interactive unless you get to choose your own adventure books. And even those are like, I don't know, they're very limited in what you can do. He said he's a single game player. You recommending other games is like me recommending K-pop for him to listen to. All right. Or somebody recommending a movie to me, as if I have time to sit down and watch an entire movie. I made time over the weekend. I watched one movie. And this weekend we're going to be watching Uncle Buck. So we'll keep the train rolling. I plan to watch one movie a week until I run out of movies to watch. Let's go super fast. Beautiful. Hopefully we don't generate too much heat here. I don't think we are. To the theater of the mind, I find your brain fills in more details in a book. That's true. I've noticed that with books. Although it also can sometimes like put in an incorrect vision of the thing. Like if you don't know what a word means or something like that. Like I should probably lay off a little bit. Oh, I guess I have no choice because we ran out of fuel. Fair enough. I think I started the gravity turn a little too early, guys. What do you think? We're having some heating problems. Like, for example, imagine you were reading a book and you come to a passage, let's say it's a fantasy book, and your heroes emerge into a clearing in the forest, and standing before them is a gazebo. And you don't know what a gazebo is. And you're like, oh, it must be some kind of monster. When in fact, it's actually just like a little seating area. It's covered. So that's an example of where, like, if it was a film, the heroes emerge from the forest, and they come to this strange clearing, and there's a gazebo. You're like, oh, that's weird. I don't know why there's a gazebo in the middle of the forest. I guess maybe it's for the elves. But that's not the point of this story. The point is, make sure you learn your vocabulary words so you don't get confused when you see words in books. Let's increase our profile here. That's better. Okay. We're making good progress. They make dictionaries. That's true. But then you have to look it up, and now I've had to stop everything I'm doing. I don't know. I prefer my entertainment to be more interactive, which is why I kind of stopped reading books or watching movies or shows for the most part. It has to be like really good to grab me. Okay, I think we can go prograde now. And people don't fact check anything. You just assume that you're right about the gazebo. Exactly. Like, I know what a gazebo is. It's those beans. The gazebo beans. Alright, perfect. We're gonna be very close to our target. This is good. How much in the atmosphere are we? That up to like 101,000. Although that does remind me, I do like garbanzo beans, aka chickpeas. I don't know why they have two names. Kind of weird. This light seems kind of bright. Can we try turning this down? No, that's just... Oh, I have to turn it on. Try turning this down. Does that do anything? Let me check the visuals here. There's a bit of a delay on the video. Here we go. Changing it now. It did a little bit. Does it look better or worse? I just noticed it's like super bright in my face. It's kind of making me squint a little bit. I don't know if that's good practice on stream for me to like be squinting so much. Older people seem to fact check anymore. I think you missed a word there. Let's take a look here. Older people fact check more. I don't know. I guess if by fact check you mean like call me up and be like, hey, is this true? And I have to be like, no, mom, that's not true. That's made up. Where did you hear that? That's sort of that's a type of fact checking, right? Or like I said, the rumor about the cat girls needing litter boxes, like that is not true. It's made up. Where did you hear that? Did you think to ask someone on the school board if that was true? No? Okay. Well, there you go. We are approaching the KSS, sort of. We're kind of off inclination. Leftist news media. No, I should probably saw it on like Fox News or something. Is it true I should buy Bitcoin? Like, no, mom, don't buy Bitcoin. Don't buy any cryptocurrency. Ay. All right, so now we need to burn prograde. Nope, orbit, other way. Until the intersect matches There we go. A little bit more. And a little bit more. A little bit. Come on. Perfect. All right, that's exactly what we want. 500 meters. Oh, let's check our periapsis. Okay, periapsis is good. 86,000. See, that's one of the advantages of having stuff parked out in higher orbit, is that you have more wiggle room with your rendezvous. So that's good practice for space stations, is to have them up like 90,000 or above is probably good placement, because that leaves you sort of 20,000 if you need to bring your periapsis down, or you can always go higher, right? We're bringing it around once more. Now, Vulcan, is it true that you were going to start streaming? I thought you had mentioned something about that. And I'm here for it. Oop, okay, let's slow it down. We should have visual contact. There it is. Probably could have done that a little smoother. You're not gonna stream, okay. Oh, shoot. Target. Oh, going the wrong way. I didn't switch the modes. Slow it down. Okay, we're good now. Now we need to point towards the target. You were a podcaster. Wait, you were a podcaster, but you have a voice of a mime. How did that work? I guess not well, if you're saying it. I always had issues like hearing my voice on recordings, and then I just sort of got over it. Figured, you know what? Either I can make it or I can't, but I gotta at least try. We are going to arm the claw. There it goes. Claws out. We're gonna slow down. RCS is gonna deafen everyone, I know. It'll be okay. Slowing it down more. We want to be around, I guess, like a meter per second with the claw. Using defined controls here. Come on. Yeah, there we go. Now we just need to target. Huh. Yeah, we can't really target the center of mass, can we? Is there any way we can... Nope. So we'll just have to eyeball it once again. I thought about doing the podcast thing, but that seems like an even harder thing to break into than Twitch. Because, like, there's so many podcasts, and I don't even know what I would talk about. I don't know what I talk about on Twitch, honestly. I mostly let the game do all the work, which is nice. But at the same time, you know, most good streamers, and I've said this before, you're either really good at the game or something else that people will watch you for. Or you're entertaining in some way, whether you're funny or you tell interesting stories or something that people find entertaining. Or third, you are someone that people want to look at. So, you know, obviously you've got the like hot tub streamers, but there's probably guys that get this too, like good looking hunky dudes or whatever. And I'm definitely not the latter. That's not me. Not yet anyways, maybe someday. And I'm not really great at any one particular game. There we go. So I've kind of pushed myself into a position where I need to be... Let's make sure the control point is correct. I've pushed myself into a situation where I need to be entertaining. And that's gonna mostly involve me coming up with interesting topics of conversation, being funny, being witty, interacting with chat, retract antenna, that kind of stuff, you know? Oh God. Shut down the engine, please. That was close. Good thing I didn't go full throttle right away. That would have been bad. There are other good-looking dudes on Twitch. I mean, I have to assume so. It can't just all be ladies, right? Because apparently, you're as a guy, and this is like the weirdness about Twitch rules, right? As a guy, you can stream shirtless, but you can't take your shirt off during the stream. It just has to already be off, because removing clothing is against the TOS, from what I've seen. It's very strange. It's a very American kind of like prudish culture that is used to determine what is acceptable on Twitch and what's not. But anyway, so good looking dudes, I don't know, I haven't like sought that out. And yes, I do, like I said, I do my best to attempt to interact with all of chat. Does one of their nipples have to be covered? No, for guys, they do not have to be covered. They can just kind of get away with whatever. Such is the nature of the beast, I suppose. We had so much fuel in the KSS too. Oh well. It didn't have a docking port, so it's not like we could have used it. You know what? I've been doing this whole stream and I have not once looked for tuna on Duna. I feel like I'm not living up to the title of the stream. So we're gonna rectify that here shortly once this is done. As long as Amazon can cram ads down your throat, they probably don't care. They care a little bit. They care enough to occasionally bring out the ban hammer, right? So I do my best to not run ads on stream, personally. Just the ones that Twitch runs for the pre-rolls, right? So they're not making a whole lot off of me, I don't think. Not yet, anyway. Maybe someday when I have like 1,000 viewers, if it ever comes to that. Oh boy, I don't know how I'll handle it. I guess I'll have to get used to it, build up to it. And then maybe Amazon might care. Are we still? We're still burning here, right? Yeah, we can't burn too hard, otherwise it's gonna knock us off center. I'm noticing that now. All right, that should be good. We've now switched into suborbital flight, it seems. And we're gonna let this beautiful, beautiful 5-year-old, is it 5-year-old? No, the mission, okay, mission is 5 years, 101 days. So this is a 5-year-old space station. We're just gonna let it burn up in the atmosphere. Release. And disarm. And let's get away from it so we don't crash. What do I plan to do with it? It's just gonna burn up, probably. Or if any part of it survives, it'll just either crash into the ocean or blow up on the land. Should be fine. Let's go anti-normal now. We'll put as much distance between us and the space station as possible. All right, so there we go. And now we'll just physics or time warp here. Litter bug, it'll burn up. It'll be fine. It'll be turned into dust. It's not littering if it's dust. Dust is okay. Like, it's gonna end up on the planet one way or the other. Well, that's not true. I could launch it into, like, deep space orbit or something. But that's too much work. So let's switch to retrograde and let the re-entry begin. Good deal. And unfortunately, I've burned through all my discussion topics. So I'm just gonna have to wing it for now. Oh, so like I mentioned, we're gonna be watching Uncle Buck this weekend. That's gonna be our movie night. It's not gonna burn up. It'll burn up because it's going to go below 29,000 meters or 29 kilometers. 29,000 meters, it's the same. So it'll just burn up. It'll, even if it doesn't physically burn up, it'll stop being, the game will simulate it being burned up. It'll just disappear. Oh, right, Uncle Buck. So I'm gonna watch Uncle Buck, and then after that, I have to decide what movie I'm gonna watch the week after. And I had some great contenders. I'm leaning towards either another John Candy movie or possibly another like forgotten 80s comedy. Like not one of the classics, but one of the like lesser known ones. Although I don't know if a lot of those are going to be streaming. Like so many of those just kind of like faded into obscurity. Like maybe you can find them on VHS somewhere if you're lucky. Noticing that my power brick is dangerously close to my foot. I'm worried I'm going to hit the switch. So if the stream stops, it's because I accidentally turned off the power to my system. I should probably rectify that after the stream. So if you have a classic comedy movie suggestion, feel free to throw it out there. I'm keeping a list of various things. But what was the one I was most interested in? Maybe like Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. I don't think Emmykins has seen that. I've seen it. I'm familiar with. How classic? Like the 1980s. Not a classic comedy in the sense that you usually use it, but in the sense that I would use it. Okay, so we're coming in here. I guess we can keep an eye on the rest of our debris. Yeah, so it'll stop simulating the physics if they're far enough away, but it will just kind of like give them an automatic cutoff. All right, Emmykins has seen Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, so we'll scratch that one off the list. What is another great John Candy performance? 48 Hours? That's too old. Is it funny at least? I was thinking of watching the all the Road to movies. I mentioned that in Urban Stream. Like Road to wherever. I can't think of one off the top of my head. With it's like Bob Hope and Bing Crosby. Oh, 1941 is from 1979. It has John Candy in. Okay, that was a movie, not the year it was from. Gotcha. Like, I'm not gonna watch a movie from 1941. Okay, well, at least we passed the mountain range, which is good. I was a little concerned we might try to have to land on the mountains, which is usually not a good thing. So here we go. We're slowing down enough. Not quite safe to pop the parachutes, but we're getting there. Look at those mountains. So cool. I'm really excited to see the terrain generation in ASP2. Because I've seen the dev diary stuff that they've put out, and it looks really cool. Almost time for the parachutes. Operation Petticoat is pretty funny, says Vulcan Rider. Is that an example of like an older An even older comedy movie. I'm trying to think of some of the like older movies that I've seen that I thought were funny. I seem to recall Some Like It Hot being funny. What else did I laugh at that was older? I enjoyed The General, which is that's a Buster Keaton silent era film about a train. That was pretty funny. But yeah, anything like during the Hays Code era is probably lacking in the comedy department as much as I would like. All right, we're almost landed here. Let's put on the ground radar here. And then I promised Duna, so we're gonna head over to Duna. And yep, looks like everything burned up safely in the atmosphere. There go the parachutes. We can probably physics warp the rest of the way down. Operation Petticoat is from 1959. Ooh, there's a tree over there. Neat. So I was today I was recommended Stripes. And then another one. No, just Stripes. It was Stripes and... oh, what else was it? I don't know, some Woody Allen movie that I was like, I'm not gonna watch that. I can't remember what the movie was that got recommended to me that actually sounded interesting. Oh, I guess like the Leslie Nielsen movies, right? Like Airplane and Naked Gun. And others. The Pink Panther movies are supposedly kind of funny. Well, some of them, not all of them. It's like a few funny ones, and the rest are like they don't even have the same guy, and it wasn't written by the same writer, and it's just not as funny or not as good. All right, so that is done. We have decommissioned the KSS. We have gotten some pilots back. We've got one pilot back, I should say. We should see what all's going on. We have Munset that has nobody. Jeb Memorial Station has a pilot and an engineer. The Mun Station has a pilot and a scientist. Min Station has a pilot and 2 scientists. Sun Station has 1 pilot, forever. Eve Station has... well, Eve Station's not going anywhere. Pilot, 2 scientists, and engineer, that's fine. Oh, you know what? The freaking... fish? What is... oh, this is one of the... that's one of the Eve stations. You guys remember that whole debacle, right? With like... grumpy... oh, grumpy old men. That's actually... yeah, that's a good one. This one has 2 pilots. Can you believe that? Talk about luxury. And then this is Dunn Station, which is on its way to Duna. And the Duna lander, which has 2 engineers, and then the actual lander, which I just double-clicked on accidentally. Ooh, Mel Brooks. Yes. We watched Young Frankenstein, which I thought was pretty good. And we watched The Producers, which I also thought was pretty good. Although we still need to watch Blazing Saddles, which I'm interested in watching. All right, so I think it's about time. Well, we'll wait a second here. Let's do a quick time warp. We'll let the Duna lander orbiter get a little bit more around Duna. Going around, going around. And I think we had determined that the altitude of the atmosphere around Duna was 50 kilometers, which is why the Duna lander's at 55 kilometers. So Emmykins is making a list of all these. I'll let her parse them out and see what she's interested in. And that should give us some nice movie night material for the next couple of months. Let's bring in the solar panels. I should grab this data while I'm here. Take data, take data, take data. Board. And let's get ready to launch. There we go. To space we go. Pressure data. Seismic data, there's nothing. Temperature data. We got it. Perfect. Switch to sea level mode. Silent movie. Okay, I haven't heard of that one. I'll have to look into it. Blazing Saddles, everybody knows, right? One of those, like, this is the funniest movie ever made type movies. Yeah, you just missed some movie suggestions. Just go through the chat and write them down. And we should be good. Oh, I hope this has enough to get into orbit. Oh my gosh. I'm just now realizing that, like, burning through a lot of fuel here. It should be fine, right? Like, we're almost there. I'll have to keep that in mind, though, if I'm gonna try to reuse this. Yeah, there we go. And Duna has a lot more of an atmosphere than I was expecting. It's actually kind of frustrating. Like, I thought the atmosphere would be mostly non-existent. I guess we did use parachutes to land, right? Oh my gosh. This is kind of getting a little dire. A little concerned now. We'll just have to keep an extra close eye on our Delta V here. Just burn it off nice and slow. We should have enough to at least circularize, right? Like, as long as we keep our apoapsis above 50,000, worst case scenario is we can bail out and use the jetpack or the RCS or something. Oh, History of the World Part 1. That could be good. All right, we're pointing in the right direction. Almost there. That was close. I guess I was so used to landing on Gilly, I thought the landing would be a little more leeway with the rocket juice. That was definitely not the case. We're cutting it close here on the Delta V requirements. Okay. That should be good. We're getting out of the lower parts of the atmosphere, thankfully. So I think I would have been better off going up a little longer before I began the turn. We do appear to be going the correct way, so let's set that as target. Oh boy. Come on. Just keeping an eye on my apoapsis here. There we go. Trying to keep it at 55, because I know that's where the orbit of the station is, or the orbiter. And then once we've got all this stuff loaded up into the orbiter, we can go ahead and wait for the Dun station to arrive in orbit around Duna. Set up a rendezvous, and then we'll transfer all the surface science to the Dun station so that way they can begin doing science experiments on it with the scientists. Ooh, the Mighty Ducks with Emilio Estevez, right? Is that like a comedy? Or is that more of like a... I don't know. I guess it's funny, right? Like there's funny moments in it. I guess it's more of a comedy than a drama. Maybe it's funny? Okay. That's close enough, right? Like not every comedy has to be a laugh-a-minute riot. Although it's nice when they are. All right, so 2 minutes, or about 3 minutes to the intersect and the apoapsis. Keep a nice close eye on that. And then hopefully the combination of the RCS and the fuel tanks is enough. Yeah, I should definitely consider... I wonder if maybe a more efficient engine would be better. Because I don't really want to cram more fuel into here. Ugh, it's tough, right? I don't know. Maybe like an extra fuel tank on the bottom would be good. There's just not a whole lot of spots to put fuel tanks. But they don't have to be from the 1980s. I was just like, that's as old as I would probably want to go for the most part. Except unless there's like a really good one. Like a real comedy classic. Smokey and the Bandit. I've never seen that. Is that a comedy? I'm about ready for you to recommend No Country for Old Men. Okay. Go ahead and time warp up to our intersect here. 10 seconds out. We're going to switch to prograde and we're going to be ready to burn once we pass this. All right, go, go, go. Perfect. Get that intersect nice and close. Oh, I see the problem. We were using the Terrier engine, which is not great in the atmosphere. And Duna does have enough of an atmosphere where that can be a problem. I think Urban uses the Aerospike for that. So maybe that would be more efficient to use something like that. All right. Are we using power for? What the heck? What is drawing power? I guess it doesn't matter. We'll just extend the solar panels anyway. It's a... Wait, Smokey and the Bandit is a romantic comedy? Okay. Let's do a quick loop-de-loop. And Emmykins has seen it, so I guess if she really wants me to see it, we can put that in the rotation as well. We have so many movies, and we have streaming services, right? So the possibilities are endless. Although I often feel like the movies that I want to watch aren't available anywhere for whatever reason. Ooh, it's a mad world. I've seen Rat Race, which is like the American version of that, right? But I've never seen the other one. We're closing in on our rendezvous here. We should have visual contact. So let's go retrograde. Actually, you know what? Let's go prograde. We're going to use the RCS for this. Keep an eye on the monopropellant. And I want to say that we had about a 200-meter distance between us at this intersect. So prograde, let's turn on RCS. And we're just gonna slowly maneuver our way towards... Yeah, this is taking forever. Let's use the big engine. And as we get closer and closer, we should be able to line up with the docking port. Unfortunately, we don't have another pilot over in the other craft. So basically, we have to get them to dock without having to move the other craft. So that's going to be a little tricky. Gumball Rally? Okay, now you're just making up movies. Close the solar panels for docking purposes. Yep. Now we want to go normal. Actually, you know what? Why don't we just go ahead and face the target and we'll go from there. So this should be up like so. And up we go. All right. So the monoprop is working out really well from the way that I positioned it. Because as you remember, we only were able to put it on one side because the other side is blocked. So by using these sort of 6 RCS or these little bits in conjunction with each other, we can get all the ways we need to move. Beautiful. I like it. It's real about a race across the country. Why is it called Gumball Rally? Makes it sound like a Willy Wonka thing. Yeah. So the trick here is we need to get it lined up so we're not hitting any of the side things as we're coming in for docking. So essentially I want it to be lined up on this line like this. Let's do something like that. Beautiful. Support your local sheriff. Is that the name of the movie? So many weird movie titles. James Garner movie. Weird. All right, we are almost on line with the way we need to be lined up here for the docking maneuver. We're getting there. It's all good. And down a little bit. Yeah, that's looking good. So now, sort of tweak that. Now we're lined up here. So we'll make sure we cancel out our velocity going in that direction. And let's slow it down a lot. The issue is I want it to use reaction wheel for like when, hey, Grumpy's here. Welcome to the stream, Grumpy. Where'd you send all your viewers off to tonight? find another star sector guy. Oh, we're getting close. The docking, it's happening. Well, slowly. You go, you can see the angle that we want here. Almost. Looking good. Alright, now we want to go like so. Did I ever watch High Fidelity? I don't think so. Are we gonna switch to fine controls now? Alright, and this should work out just fine. Beautiful. Okay, so we are docked. Which is exactly what we wanted. And let's take a look here. We got plenty of liquid fuel. We still have liquid fuel in the side boosters, which is good. Unfortunately, I wasn't smart enough to bring extra oxidizer. So there's not enough fuel to do what I want to do. So we're going to have to figure something else out, I think. You had no viewers? Wait, you switched over to Mountain Blade because you lost your fleet? What the heck, man? Everybody's over there for Star Sector. Also, I think Twitch might be borked because it says I have 2 viewers. And this has happened before where, like, I obviously had more because people were talking in chat. So maybe you did have more than 0 viewers. I don't know. Maybe something cool's going on tonight and everybody's over there. Also, hang on. Let me take a quick detour here. I finished the season 1 tier list. Let me know what you think. I'll give you like a minute to take it in. Somebody had come in earlier and what was the one? They said I did Hooky dirty. I just don't think Hooky is like in the upper echelons of season 1 episodes. That's just me. No complaints, it's all good? Alright, good. I trust your judgment. Back to the game. Alright, so this is all linked up. Jellyfish Jam is goated, I know, right? That's what matters here. As long as Jellyfish Jam is goated, everything's good. Now let's have Shellstead pop out and grab some stuff. Duna's Lowlands, that's useful. I guess you can repack the parachutes while you're out here. Get all these things situated. Repack. Oh, I have drogues on here too. So repacking the chutes is super useful. And if we can get some more fuel and oxidizer in the Duna lander, we can send it over to Ike. And that would be great. Ooh, Gross Point Blank. Yes. I know for a fact that Emmykins has seen that. I have not, once again. Got all aboard. Oh, I forgot to grab the stuff I was going to grab. Hang on. Up. And then we just need to get the Duna space station mission finished up, and we'll be good to go. Take data. Take data. And take all the data. Alright, did I forget to do... Now I'm mad. That's fine. Save it for later. Midlands, nice. More stuff. We're gonna have so much science when this is all over. It's kind of ridiculous. Alright, so that's good. We'll leave it at that. We'll put Valentina in the bigger capsule. Transfer crew to here. There's Ike just kind of chilling out there. But we need to get back to the Space Center and take a look at our incoming Duna space station. I think it said it was about 50 days out. We'll see if that's still true. Anything on mission control? Build a new orbital station around Ike. I mean, that could be fun. They give us a lot of money. It's tempting, but I'm already at 6 out of 7. And I didn't get a Duna stone. Oh no. Okay, that could be a problem. We'll see how this goes. So the Duna station, or the Dun station as I call it. Let's go ahead and fly this. What about Joan Cusack? She's in things. She was in Toy Story 2 and 3, and probably 4. So set a... Come on, game, don't do this to me. It always does this. I just want to make an alarm. Like 10... Not 10 minutes, 10 seconds. Yes. Wait, I already did that. Alright, never mind. Warp to next. So, that was, yeah, that was the SpongeBob Season 1 episode tier list. Season 2 will be on Wednesday. Season 3 will be on Friday. Before the chess tournament between me and Grumpy. He challenged me, and I am obligated as a gentleman to accept his challenge. She was in High Fidelity, Gross Point Blank. Oh, that's right, she was in the Addams Family movie. I do remember that. Chess Thunderdome. 2 men enter, 1 man leaves. Well, and then the other one leaves later, like crying. We gotta work out the details on that. We gotta set like a time limit and everything. It's gotta be like real high stakes stuff. I also have to come up with some conversation topics. Come on. 6 hours, classical chess. Yes. People will tune in for that. They'll eat it up. They'll say, oh my god, chess. I love chess. It's my favorite game. Of course, if there are people like that, they're probably watching actual chess streamers, right? Like Gotham Chess or the other guy. The like Grandmaster who's always on Twitch. Or like one of the ladies. The lady chess people. Alright, so I guess we'll set our periapsis here. We'll say like 5 minutes, not 55. And warp. So as you can see, we have a bit of an issue here with our inclination, but that can easily be fixed. Like we have enough fuel to kind of just like this was the tank that was supposed to get us here. We're already here. This is the tank that's gonna get us the rest of the way. Put that as target. Switch to retrograde. And it is time to retract the solar panels. Or burn. That's so smooth, I love it. I'm glad I added that as an action group. Ooh, chess is a musical. Question is it good? Does it hold up? That I do not know. Alright, ready and burn. So all we need to do is basically get an orbit of some kind, and then we can tweak it from there. I'm not going to be too upset about like a crappy orbit to start with. And so this is, we're gonna lose the back tank here. Like that. And fire. There we go. Now we got the skiff. They really, actually, you know what? If you want to, instead of playing chess, we could play 4D chess with multiverse time travel. If you really want to, maybe we should work up to that. But that's basically chess too. Oh no, look at this. This is disgusting. I love it. Okay, so our station, that did count for our contracts. We just made 472 grand. Sweet. You can barely keep track of 64. Well, it's like 64 squares, but in like an infinite amount of alternate dimensions, right? It's not that bad. Every time I win, I'm like left confused as to how. But it's still kind of fun. We'll see. I'm not that great at chess. I play a little too, like, I don't know, aggressively, hastily. Like I'll make what I think is like a really good move and then like realize that I blundered right after I made it. I think that's one of the reasons why it's so important to have a time limit in chess though, right? Like how cool can you keep under pressure? Like, you know the time is ticking, but you need to find the best move. How are you going to do that? Are you capable of doing it? Who knows? All right, let's level up everybody. Level up. I'm only a level 2 pilot. Ooh, that hurts. Hoping for a little more than that on the pilot side. That's all right. We'll get it sorted out. Hey, aliens here. You made it. You're in a very loud area, so I can't. What are you at the club? She stopped streaming and immediately went to the club, guys. Can you believe it? Well, if you get a chance to be in a quiet zone, I can share my SpongeBob tier list, so let me know. I guess it doesn't have to be quiet, just let me know if you want to see it. It's still lurking there in the background of the stream, somewhere behind Kerbals. $52.2 degrees, let's fix that. Let's make that less than 52 degrees. Hopefully this doesn't take too much Delta V. Taking a lot. We should still have plenty though, right? We have a big tank. We're basically where we need to be. It's just a matter of getting everything sorted out. Hey! Have we seen Rocket Man? Is it Rocket Man, the Elton John movie, or The Rocket Man with the guy who goes to Mars? Or, like me, did you mess up the names of the movies and it's The Rocketeer, the guy with, like, the steampunk rocket pack? Mars, the Mars one, yes, I've seen that one. Where, like, he's on the space shuttle and there's, like, the chimp. And he's, like, awake the whole 6 months because the chimp stole his hypersleep pod. Yep, I've seen that one. Classic. Alright, so we're gonna get out to our apoapsis here. It'll take us 3 days, almost 4. And then we'll finish off the rest of our fun times here. Alright, game, I'm ready. I'm ready for you. Go fast. And there goes our debris. We'll just delete that at some point. It's just gonna go into like a solar orbit. Go a little faster here. You can see the Duna lander just kind of chilling. So this is gonna work out nicely. We'll get out to the apoapsis. We'll get our periapsis down. I'm gonna say probably 70,000 is good. Maybe 80,000 just to be safe. So we'll go ahead and do that. And actually, while we're out here, we can snag some science. Let's do that. So high over Duna, process that in the lab. Pressure data, process in the lab. Observe mystery goo, process in the lab. And run the boom, process in the lab. So you know what? I didn't ask or anything, but how is everybody today? How was everybody's weekend? Oh, wrong one. I've been talking so much about myself. I forgot you guys are here. Did I put anything in these doors? Just batteries? Okay. Keep an eye on our periapsis here. I think Alien had said she was doing like something super hectic this weekend. She didn't specify, but I'm sure it was cool and or awful, depending on how she sees it. We'll go with that. Oh, Ike, you're always messing with my plans. Such a little scamp. Okay, is this gonna work, or are we gonna have problems, Ike? Okay, looks like it's gonna work. What did I say? 80,000? We'll do 80. I kind of want to do 70 though. We'll do 80 for now. We can always change it later, right? Alright, so now we need to get to the descending node. Change our inclination just a little bit more. And then we'll fix our orbit once we get there. Oh, okay. Emmykins has been asking everyone. Thank you very much, Emmykins. That's very helpful. I don't want anyone to feel left out. That's one of the like streamer tip secret weapon type things, is like have somebody in chat like greeting people in case you don't see them right away. That way they don't feel like they're talking at a brick wall. Your weekend was nice, Grumpy Thumper says. He played Mountain Blade 2 all day. And now you got me wanting to get it. I had been holding off. Like, I have the original Mountain Blade. Or Warband, I guess. It's not really the original. And I had been holding off because the reviews for the early access of 2, last time I had checked, were not great. So I was kind of waiting. But I know you rated the guy last week who was playing, and it looked really good. And then you said you got it and you played it, so I'm gonna take that as a personal recommendation, especially if it got you off a star sector for a bit. Oh, speaking of which, so you lost your whole fleet. So where does that leave you now? Are you able to even continue the game, or is that it? Because you can only keep what you kill, right? Alright, let's time warp again. You're gonna call the run? You're gonna try again? Oh, that sucks. Now's the time to switch games. Actually, somebody in the Discord had asked if you were gonna try out a mod, so maybe take a break from the run and try something different. I don't know. You gotta give the people what they want, right? The thing, those YouTube videos are really like bringing in the audience. I gotta get in on that. I keep saying I'm gonna make a how to get to orbit Kerbal tutorial, and then I'm like, so what? I gotta like record the gameplay and then record my voice and do all kinds of stuff. I don't know. I don't know if the like actual video making game is for me necessarily. which is weird because I always assumed that would be something that's easier than streaming. It turns out that the production value that goes into making a recorded video, if you want it to be good, is pretty high. Obviously, I could just like do a recording. Hello, everybody. Today I'm going to be showing you how to get into orbit. I don't know why I'm doing this accent. I'm show you guys how to get into orbit, and yeah. So this is how you do it, and then there's like you got to have the rocket. Oh wait, hang on, I forgot. So yeah, if you want it to be like that and you don't care, then whatever. But I would want it to be a little more polished, I think. Grumpy says the people want Iron Man spacer salvage runs. That's what they get. I don't know how many people want that. I guess people have been showing up for it, right? Except tonight. Did you scare everybody off with Mountain Blade? Is that what happened? Have you seen My Cousin Vinny? Okay, that's not at me, is it? Because I've seen it. Alright. Ascending node, so we need to go anti-normal. Yes, I've seen My Cousin Vinny. It's great. It's hilarious. Actually, that reminds me, there's another Joe Pesci movie we could watch if we can find it somewhere, called The Super, where he plays like a slumlord who gets sentenced to live in one of his apartments, and it's miserable. You've never seen My Cousin Vinny, huh? It's pretty good. It's like it's a comedy first of all, so if you don't like comedy, need not apply. But basically Joe Pesci plays a lawyer, kind of. I don't know if you made me watch it. I might have seen it at some other point in my life, but we may have watched it together. Get that ascending node just right. So let's check our... Yeah. We're at 0.2, which is close enough to 0 for me, honestly, at this point. I'm not going to push it too much. So we'll unset target there. So the next thing we're going to need to do is get a rendezvous between the Duna lander and the Dunn station, and then dock the lander portion with the station to get that sweet liquid fuel and oxidizer so we can go land on Ike. Is there anything else we need to do? No. Well, we need to get a Duna stone at some point, but that can wait. Who was the judge? I don't know. Oh, some old guy? Fred Gwynn, aka Herman Munster. Oh, Hemmikins knows. How the heck would I know that? I don't even know who Herman Munster is. Well, I mean, I know who the character is. I don't know who the actor is. Alright. Go ahead and slow it down a little more. We got to get this apoapsis down to 80,000 meters. Yeah, Emmykins is the, like, classic movie buff in the family. So, he'll be able to answer your questions a lot better than I will. Ba-ba-ba. So, we're almost there. Let's slow it down. Try to get as close to 80,000 meters as we can. And we have a good chunk of fuel left, so this will provide a lot of Delta V for our ongoing exploration of the Duna system. Almost there. We're down to 90 kilometers on the apoapsis. Up the engines again. And a little more. And there we go. So the station is now in orbit. I love it. And it's in an actual like retrograde or prograde orbit this time. Let's control from here. Point anti-normal. Make sure everything's lined up the way we want it. What do you guys think of this station design, by the way? Is it good? It's like it. Data's in here. We got a lot of data in here, don't we? 63 data. Run the report. I mean, isn't Night Court like a long series? When would she have time to... Oh, asking if she watched it in the past. Makes sense. Clean experiments. Blah, blah, blah. Crew report. Process data. I forgot to get an EVA report from high above Duna, didn't I? Oh well. And there we go. Process. That is a lot of data. So who do we got? We have one scientist who we're going to put to work now. Clean the experiments. And start research. And we'll have Natty hop out and do a quick... Hold on. You can put your parachute away, Natty. You won't be using it. And I want to say, yeah. No, this isn't it. There it is. I'm going to have Natty here. Or Nabby? With a B? 9 seasons. Jeez. That's too much. Form EVA science. There we go. Just going to go ahead and spin that little... what is that? A nut? A wing nut? That's a lot. Holy crap. That's a lot of science. And we'll just go ahead and put her in there. Review the data. Plop it in the lab. So now our data is up to 720, so it's almost full. That's insane. And there's plenty more where that came from. So let's go ahead and switch over to the Duna lander. Wingdinger is the technical term? Okay, that's what I thought. I wasn't sure. I'm not a technical guy. I'm sure you've surmised by now. So now we just need to get a good rendezvous with the station, which should not take very long. All right, so Grumpy. I mentioned this earlier. All the like how to get famous on Twitch guides say make TikTok videos. What are your thoughts on this? Is it worth selling my soul? Or would you advise against it? I feel like I could just move this like this. That's better. Well, we're getting there. Okay, now let's move it around. Another orbit. Okay, there. Okay, we're getting there. It's getting very close. I can see it. There we go. So right around here is where we're looking for. Perfect. Even better. I can work with that. So in 1 hour and 55 minutes, we can begin our burn. So let's go. TikToks can be good, says Grumpy Thumper, but I would rather just do YouTube shorts. Fair. But Grumpy Thumper says he's a boomer, and am naturally averse to TikTok. He's not actually a boomer. He's around the same age as me, from what I understand. Wait, I guess I never, like, questioned your age. I figured we were around the same age. He's 29. Okay, so he's like a little younger than me. But yeah, you're on the elderly age of the millennial scale. Sad day to see. We never really got to have our generation's Woodstock. And around. And around. And look at that. We're almost there. Oh, we did have Fire Festival. You're right. I didn't get to go. I mean, nobody really got to go to Fire Festival, right? But we did get to hear about it. It's kind of like DashCon or Rainforest, right? Like one of those awful, horrible, no good things that happened and kind of a warning for the future. We are approaching our maneuver node. So this is a cool thing you can do. You guys saw me do it a little earlier, but if you're in a circular orbit, if you have two crafts in a circular orbit and you want to do a rendezvous, all you have to do if you want to get like a perfect intersect right away is you need to make a maneuver node, go prograde until you're intersecting, and then just move it along in the orbit until you get the intersect that you want. So even though it took 3 orbits, I only have to make 1 burn to get the intersect now, and then another one to slow down when I get there. So we'll keep a close eye on our actual intersect. We'll start burning now. Let's turn it off. Look at that. That's going to be nice. 0.2 kilometers. I'll accept that. Now, when we get there, we just have to kill off our relative velocity and we'll be done. That's all we needed to do. A rendezvous in 2 easy steps. Didn't the guy who, like, scammed everybody with Fire Festival go to prison or something? I recall hearing, because they made, like, a Netflix documentary. Internet Historian did a video about it. Like, I had never heard of it until I saw his video. But that's not really saying much. I don't hear a lot of stuff that goes on in the world, generally. And of course, Red Letter Media is how I learn about movies. What I'm saying is all the information I get mostly comes from YouTube. Few people went to jail for fraud. That's right. You can't say Blink 182 is going to show up and then not have Blink 182. That's false advertising, man. All right, we have formed a rendezvous. That gives us some cash and some science. Very cool. All right, we're going to slow it down. Nice and smooth. I said nice and smooth. Come on. Now we'll start burning a little bit closer. There we go. Okay. Now it's just a matter of playing the waiting game. Now the real question is, can I dock both of these? Or is that going to cause problems? Because this doesn't have RCS. This is just a straight up vehicle. It has a docking port mostly so I can attach this bit to it. And this one has RCS, so this can go dock and refuel. So I think we just leave this independent. The main thing that I'm interested in doing is leveling up Valentina, because if we can level her up, then she'll be level 3, I guess. She'll either be level 3 or level 4 for landing on Duna, but I don't know the actual point values. Hey, Clown Fiasco, thank you very much. I appreciate that you're loving my Kerbal stream. I try to keep it not super realistic. Like, obviously, this is not a design that NASA would use. I like to use the Kerbal spirit, so I appreciate that you're enjoying it. And if you have any questions, feel free to ask. Always happy to help people. Or if you have any suggestions, feel free to jump in, because I'm always willing to accept help. So, like I said, we're going to dock the lander. But yeah, if I wanted super realistic, I'd be playing one of the real system mods, right? But one of my philosophies is I want all the stuff that I do to be applicable to any new person starting the game with no mods. You have holy cannoli, 2,500 hours. I think that's about where I'm at. But honestly, it's mostly just from like playing for a bit, doing like some interplanetary missions to Eve or Duna, and then stopping for like months and then starting up again. So it's just a lot of stopping and starting over and over again. All right, so we are here. Kill our velocity. Okay, you will not be asking me questions. I will be asking you the questions here. All right, Valentina, I need you to go over here. And then we're gonna undock. And Valentina is gonna make her way over there. Oh, I'm not lined up properly, am I? So the hatch is here. We want to go like that. One of the things I've noticed about streaming KSP especially is how helpful and friendly the community is. And it's a real far cry from like some of the more toxic communities. I don't know any off the top of my head. Maybe like Fortnite or those kind of like real big games. But it's just so refreshing to have everybody wanting everybody to succeed in a game. Because it's not a zero-sum game with KSP. It's very much illuminating knowledge anywhere illuminates it everywhere, you know? Okay, come on. Slow it down. There we go. Put on the fine controls. That's a fine looking control you got there. I need like a pun emote. What do you guys think? Could I have an emote for when I make a bad pun? Is that worth an emote slot? Maybe? I'll get more, right? Like eventually. So I don't need to like hoard them. Yeah. In for a nice little docking kiss. Turn off everything. Oh, okay. That wasn't quite as smooth as I would have liked, but it's good enough. So let's level up. So she's just okay, so Valentina's only going to be level 3. That's unfortunate, but I don't know what else we could have expected. We're gonna grab all the... Wait, there's no data in here, is there? Shoot. Okay, go grab the data out of the other system. Oh, I didn't lock the solar arms again. I'll fix that. Hang on. Just caught that. The dock is sexy. I know, right? Like a nice, smooth docking maneuver is so satisfying. Wait, is there not science in here? Where did I put all the science? Oh, there it is. 13, yeah. That's what I was looking for. Alright, so she can drop this off at science lab. Like so. And I don't think we need any of these because the station has them on board. But we can, oh, the barometer I guess we can run. No, we cannot. Okay, forget it. All right, let's fix all this stuff while we're here. So we want... Why is it like this? Why are you like this? Locked. Yep. That should be better. So Valentine is leveled up now. We just need to transfer fuel. Like that. And she'll be good for another docking round. And we've got plenty of fuel, especially since these tanks are relatively small compared to the big tanks on the station. I'm glad I brought so much extra. It's gonna help a lot. So we'll leave these open. And we'll just go between all four of these. Yeah, that's probably fine. Nice. We'll let those all fill up. Oh, let's see, that's not quite working the way that I want it to, is it? No, it is not. Oh well. We'll just do one at a time then if it's gonna be like that. No rush. Everybody hydrate. See, in other streams, you tell the streamer to hydrate. In this stream, I tell you to hydrate. Because it's important to be hydrated. My mouse slipped there. Alright, so while this is happening, I can't believe I burned through all my discussion topics already. So tomorrow, possibly an alien's gonna be over here on the stream. Because it's my week, I have custody of the stream. And we're gonna be looking at another museum that she had found. You like the stream? Well, I appreciate it. Feel free to stop by anytime, ma'am. I'm here Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Fridays. And sometimes Saturday, depending on what the situation is. Oh my goodness. Let's take a look. That was Clown Fiasco for the follow. Thank you very much. You are follower number... Oh, okay, I can't see it. 100 and something. Unfortunately, we've got over 100, so I can't use follower number 69 anymore. But if you want, you can be follower number 69 as much as you want. Is there anything else we need before I undock? I guess... I don't think we have monoprop on this station. I think I took it all out. Yeah, we don't need monoprop, it's fine. Yeah, there's plenty. Yeah, you're follower number 69 in my heart. Really, everybody is. Like, every single follower I get is huge. I'm not at the level where I'm gonna, you know, not call out followers. I know there's big streamers who like get 100 followers a night or whatever. I'm not there. Every little bit helps, right? All right, we need to go redock with our other ship. So let's set that as crew. And we will point at, come on. We're gonna point at our new target and go over there now. And hopefully not break one of the solar panels. How many followers of mine are a fiasco? Oh, you'd be surprised. But you're the first that has it in their name. So there you go. And a clown fiasco at that. I was actually debating. I was thinking of dressing up as a clown for one of my like big follower goal streams. So maybe like 500 or something. Like I'd get like a rainbow wig and a big red nose and face paint and all this stuff. And that could either be fun or horrifying. I haven't decided yet. I have an interesting relationship with clowns. Send in the clowns. Attack of the clowns. Killer clowns from, yeah, it's horrifying or hilarious. Why not both? Look at this. We got some money. I'm loving it. And we have plenty of fuel. We have plenty of monoprop. We can head over to Ike at our leisure. And in fact, I think I will. I think I'll do that tonight. You guys came here for entertainment. I'm going to give it to you, whether you like it or not. All right, so possibly an alien's going to be over here tomorrow. We're going to be looking at another museum that she has found. I've been assured that it is worse than the last one, which is saying a lot, because that one was pretty weird. And then, of course, the Wednesday is going to be the SpongeBob Season 2 episode tier list. So tune in, because that's got everybody's favorite episode of all time. And if you know, you know. And then Oxygen Not Included, of course, still going on Wednesdays. And then Friday, we need to figure out who's going to be on whose stream, but me and Grumpy have a chess battle that we gotta go and do it. Apparently partners, I was looking this up today, apparently if you're a partner, there is an option to like stream like on your channels, but it like combines it into one like Voltron stream. But you have to be a partner for that, and obviously I'm not that level yet. Still working on it. Maybe someday. You gotta be pretty big to become a partner on Twitch. Alright, so we are approaching our target. We can actually time warp here. I know, right? It is cool. I was like, because I was reading, it's like, hey, you could do like collabs with other streamers, like try squad streaming. And I'm like, what is squad streaming? So I clicked on it and looked it up, and it's like this cool feature that you get if I guess you're already big enough that you don't really need it anymore, right? That seems to be how these things go. All right, here is our target. Let's lock on. Oh, actually we can now that Valentina's level 3. She can just point at the target for us. That's huge. Gonna save so much time. Go. Am I still in fine controls mode? Oh, I can't even. No, I am. Okay. Maneuver mode. There we go. Forward a little bit more. That should just be a regular option. I know, right? I guess it costs Twitch like more bandwidth or whatever to do it, so it's like all that stuff. If you don't really get much from Twitch unless you're bringing in the viewers. But hey, you're on your way with those YouTube videos. You're growing a lot faster than I am right now, so that's good. Maybe you'll hit partner in like a couple of months, and then I'll just migrate over to your channel. All right, slow it down. This is going to be a nice dock, but it's going to be a functional dock, and that's all I care about right now. We need to change target to... We're already targeting it. Good. So if Valentina can just hop over to the capsule, and we can point at our target now. Oh, you didn't record tomorrow's episodes? Is this the Zero to Hero one that you're working on? That's such a fun concept, like a let's play tutorial for Star Sector. It's so helpful, especially since I think the alpha whatever release, not what that's 7 Days to Die that has the alpha, whatever the version of Star Sector that's out, is drawing in a lot of people. I think very easy to record. All right, I guess you don't have to deal with chat, right? So a little more laid back, laissez-faire. All right, we're gonna point. We don't want to be going too fast, obviously, because that's a recipe for disaster, as Jeb's spirit will attest to. Do not approach too fast, but I think 2 meters per second is probably safe. Oh, that's true. You're not doing like a challenge run, so it's going to be a lot easier than your stream thing that failed tonight. Just push that lid back more. It keeps like punching me in the forehead. So I've been thinking about getting a new couch because my current couch is both old and falling apart and also very loud to like get on or off of, but I don't know what kind of couch I want to get. And I was thinking, so right now we have this like crappy pleather one that like has all the pleather is like flaking off. It's gross. It makes a mess. But at the same time, you know, do you get a cloth one? Is that better? Like, what are even the options for furniture? I'm in my 30s and I still like am surrounded by IKEA stuff. It's not even IKEA, it's like from Walmart. Like build it yourself furniture. I'm wondering if I'm ever going to get to the point in my life where I can afford real furniture. Like this desk is awful and I hate it. Yours is cloth. Do you recommend a cloth one? I don't even know what the different stuff is for a couch. Like, what are my options? Like actual leather, I guess, is an option. But like I said, this desk, which has only enough room for one monitor, which is one of the issues I have with streaming. I want to replace it, but I don't even know where to start getting furniture. It's crazy. I feel like I'm just starting my adult life, and the furniture store is going out of business. So actual leather is expensive. Leather, fake leather flakes off. Yeah, that's the issue we've been having. So I guess you're suggesting, like, is there like one that's like, is it corduroy? Is that a thing? That's like the stuff the pants are made out of. Cloth is better quality. How much is this going to set me back? That's the real concern here. All right, let's send Shellstead over to go get leveled up. And honestly, we don't need a bunch of engineers in here. Ideally, we'd have an extra pilot on hand to do to fly the other craft, but we don't, so we don't. All right, send Dannard over. Go chill in a habitation module. Overstock usually has good deals. Oh, that's right. I could buy furniture online. It's 2022. What am I doing? Going to the furniture store. What's wrong with me? Let's level up. 2. How are we doing on science? It is going, but it's going slowly. That's too much data, isn't it? Is that right? Lab is full. Okay, so the lab is now full of data. Oh, okay. It told me that everything was full. Got it. Yeah, because it's at 720 out of 750, so we can only fit 30 more in there. Go to a furniture store and start looking around because you want to sit/lay on it to make sure. Well, the color at this point, I don't care. Like, my living room is a hodgepodge of cat toys, and like boxes of things. Crew transfer is complete. Beautiful. So who do we want to send over to Ike? Did I level up? I did, but they have so little, like, anything. We're gonna send Nabby here. She's gonna be our crew engineer person. And in you go. Beautiful. Oh, we don't need parachutes for landing on Ike, do we? It's set to bachelor mode. I mean, basically, like, I'm looking around and it's like a disaster. Okay, we can unset our target here. Oh, it's doing that thing again, where it likes to go back and forth. There we go. Got it that time. So, first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and point retrograde so we can sort of break contact with the station, because we don't want it interfering with our maneuvers is the main thing. So pop smoke, break contact, all that stuff. All the military stuff you guys come here to hear. Get down to about 75. That's probably enough. Now we're gonna set up our maneuver to get to Ike. It should be really easy. Like, it's almost harder to not hit Ike. Oh, see, there you go. See how easy it is? You don't even have to try. Okay. Beautiful. It's like a magnet. I think somewhere around there is probably good. We want to spend as little delta V as possible doing this. Is the main thing. Okay, so 1 minute. So burn time of about 2 minutes, which is a lot, but not as much as getting here, right? Oh, those long burns were killer. Oily Jim? No, it's Valentina. I wouldn't let Oily Jim touch one of these space stations. Or spacecraft. He would crash it. He's not even a real pilot. He just worked in the galley. Why do you think they call him Oily Jim? He's always greasy from the fryers. All right, we're slowing it down. And let's get ready. So Valentina can actually point towards the maneuver, which is huge. Another excellent thing for having a level 3 Kerbal. Or specifically pilot. Hydrate. I mentioned something about war stories. It wasn't war stories, just like using weird army lingo, like pop smoke, break contact, that kind of stuff. Unless you wanted to cash in. Did you cash in points? Did I miss it? You gotta cash in the points if you want army stories. So yeah. And if you're looking in that point redemption and it seems like there's nothing there that you're interested in, please let me know. I can add more. I don't know if there's a limit to how many things you can add. I've seen people with like 100 things. But I have no qualms about adding a new point redemption if people will actually use it. What are we waiting on? So 1 minute 47 seconds. That's going to be about 54 seconds. You're at 7K, but you're saving it up? Okay, you keep saving. Emmykins was bragging how she had like 50,000 earlier. I'm a little concerned that she's saving it up to force me to play a game. So if we end up playing something different on Wednesday, that's why. And yes, that is true. You can absolutely spend points to force me to play a game on the next stream. 50K if I own it, or if it's free, and 100K if I don't own it and I have to buy it. In case you're wondering what the difference is. You know what else I need to get is a new computer chair. This one is like, I don't know. It's not very ergonomic. Kind of hurts my butt. So we have begun the burn. So we should have no issues getting this Ike encounter. And then getting into a nice orbit around Ike, and then we can send the lander down. It'll all be good. I don't know if it's fair for Emmykins to force me to play games though, because she's always here, so she is always getting points. But I guess, you know, the rule's the rule, right? Your computer desk and computer chair are also your office desk and office chair. Are they comfortable? Are they ergonomic? I mean, really, that's all this should be, is an office chair. I don't know why I went with the gamer chair. For some reason, I was convinced that the gamer chair would be more comfortable than the office chair that I sit on at work all day, which is like super comfortable. I'm like, oh, I'll get the gamer chair because I'm a gamer. No. It's hard. It's, one of the handles doesn't go up and down. The back is like way back here, which is not helpful. It's more like a car seat than anything, and car seats aren't exactly known for their comfort. So my next office chair, or next computer chair, is going to be like a regular ergonomic office chair, I think. How low can we get our periapsis here? Get it as low as we can. But not too low. I don't want to burn like a ton of delta V on this. Guess Ike doesn't have an atmosphere, so it's more about how high the tallest mountain is, right? We'll say 20,000 is probably good. And this is nice. You can actually see how much extra delta V I'm burning on top of my maneuver, and it's not very much. Come on. Okay, now it's starting to add up. We'll stop here. Let's set the, whatever you call it, alarm. And we are on our way. We're gonna at least land on Ike. And then we can probably, all right, so we got a Staples link for the chair. Fixed arms. I'll have to check that out. So otherwise, I was just gonna get the same office chair that I have at work, which I like, and I sit in it, you know, 8 hours a day. Whereas this one, like playing games for 3 hours in the evening, is really, I don't know, not great. So we have done the first flyby of Ike. I wish we were getting like actual money for this from our contracts. Unfortunately, the mission control saw it fit to send us to Eve for a land and return mission as opposed to, oh, I don't know, literally any other planet in the game. Okay, let's see how much we need to burn to circularize here. Hopefully not too much. It's a little bit. Should be fine though. Okay, there we go. We did it. So 54 seconds of burn time. We can start at 27 seconds and finish on the other 27 seconds. What's the other? So I need a new desk. I need a new chair. I should probably get a new... Well, you know what? This keyboard has served me so well for so long. I would feel bad getting rid of it. And I am never going to replace this mouse unless it, like, physically no longer functions. It's the best mouse I've ever had. I've done surgery on it to extend its life. It feels like an extension of myself. For anyone wondering, it is a Logitech G500. The greatest mouse ever made. I tried to get the G600, I think, and it stopped functioning after like 3 months. So I just dug out my old G500, did some surgery on it to fix the clicker, and it's still working fine to this day. We can probably time warp here. Just don't want to overshoot my maneuver node, as we've done so often in the past when I'm paying attention to chat. Here we go. We are in, ready to hit that Z key. There we go. And we're circularizing. Got orbit. There's a milestone, 25 grand. I like it. I wonder how much money we're gonna rack up going to Jewel, because there's so many milestones we can get. We may actually want to change our thing at the contract office so we get more from milestones than we do from contracts. Also, I suppose, and I know this may sound blasphemous, I should probably get new headphones so I'm not streaming with the Pink Kitty headphones. Unless, you know, maybe that's my gimmick, is the Pink Kitty headphones. People see the thumbnail and they're like, why is this dude wearing Pink Kitty headphones? I gotta check this guy out. He must know something I don't. The truth is I don't know something you don't. I'm just borrowing these from my wife, because my old headset was garbage. All right, let's get into the day side here, and then we can attempt to land. I'm in timeout would be sad. I haven't seen I'm in timeout in a while, though. Maybe they've moved on. Found a new Kerbal streamer to watch. All right, so we're gonna put Valentina in the lander. It's already in there. Valentina, transfer to here. And then decouple, undock, or whatever. SAS disengaged. Yep. You know it. Switch to retrograde, and we should just be able to go ahead and land here. Let's make sure everything is oriented properly. There it is. Turn on the engine. There we go. And this landed on Duna just fine, with parachutes, of course, but I think 2,000 meters per second should be plenty. Were they here last week? I didn't see. Are you enjoying the docking and undocking, Clown Fiasco? I don't typically do Apollo style missions like this. This was just kind of a on a whim thing that I went for the Duna missions. Although I tested it out on Gilly. I gotta start like keeping track of who shows up when, because even though it's only a week of streams, I just like completely blank on when things happened. It's very much like a component of streamitis. That should be good. We can probably land there, right? All right, so first things first. Let's get some data that we can take back to the station. There appear to be some steep, rocky slopes. The higher areas are lighter in color, and the lowlands appear to be a very dark gray. Cool. All right, Valentina's gonna hop out, get a EVA report, grab all the data, take the data, and aboard. Also, don't let me forget that I need to do an EVA experiment on the surface. I forgot about that on Duna. I don't want to forget about it here on Ike, too. And we will need to go back to Duna to get a stone eventually anyways. Let's take a look at the map. Keep an eye on our altitude here. Switch to surface. So I'm more used to landing on Mun, so we're gonna need to keep a close eye on how tough this is gonna be. Yeah, we should probably get going here. Start the burning. Maybe under 10. Let's wait till we're under 10,000 meters. And you, oh, you've got a desk. Oh, you have a corner desk. That's cool. I've always thought about that. Again, like I said, I'm crammed into a tiny section of my living room over here. So I don't have a lot of room for like a decent sized desk. But I would love to have a nice office with an L-shaped desk and all that. So honestly, at this point, I'll probably end up getting just a longer version of my current desk. Enough to put 2 monitors on. That would be so helpful to have chat on one screen, or like, you know, all the stream stuff on one screen and then the game on the other. And then at some point I need to replace the camera as well, because one of the issues is, or not necessarily the camera itself, which is just my phone, although that also needs to get replaced because I can't keep using my phone. The stand can only fit in this one specific spot, and it has this weird angle of me. And I would like it to be more head-on. If you guys have ever watched like Northern Lion or like a normal streamer, something like that would be preferable. We're coming in for a nice landing here on Ike. Everyone's favorite little moon. Well, everybody probably likes Minmus too. Alright. We're under 100. I think we're safe for now. We should have enough thrust to weight that it shouldn't matter. You have a trackball? Oh, that's like luxurious. My friend's dad, who was a surgeon or something when I was a kid, had a trackball, and I always associated it with like rich people. Like, oh, you don't need a mouse like us peasants, you have a trackball. You're above the lowly people who use a regular mouse. Either that or you have, like, you know, wrist problems or whatever. I could never like get the hang of using the trackball though. It always felt so like, weird to me. I don't see any rocks around here. We won't be snagging any of those today, unfortunately. Although we could do a little hopping. We have enough fuel. We could theoretically pull it off. We'll think about that next week, probably. Badoosh. Beautiful. We've landed here on Ike for the first time. Log all the data. Seismic data. Pressure data. Crew report. Then the ladder. So Vulcan, when are you making it out to Duna? A few hundred more hours and you'll be a regular expert. Swap out these two things. Oh, okay, don't jump around, Valentina. What the heck? Settle down. Get up. What? What? Okay. Valentina's like freaking out here. Is it just because the gravity is so low? That must be it. Like following the camera for some reason. Whatever. We'll fix it. So step 1. EVA report. You look up at the sky and see something zip past. What was it? Take surface sample. This is from the lowlands. Still need to get Jeb off the mun. Oh, he's still stuck up there? How awful. How far is... Oh, there it goes. Going, gone. Watching the astronaut look through the EVA science kit has given us conclusive evidence that the new situation has not improved their creativity. As the ball arcs off into the distance, you observe the ballet of physics between the applied impulse and the body's gravity. Our scientists will rejoice at the results, and hopefully agree that the 6-iron was a great club selection. All right, so this is Ike Lowlands. Let's get a little flag down. This is Lowlands. Val was here. Great. Okay, I think I might have fixed the control issue. But the gravity's so low, it's hard to tell. You can grab all the data. No, take the data. Take the data. And take the data. Perfect. So everything looks good. Let's zoom out a little bit and see if we can spot any rocks off in the distance. I'm not seeing any. They should show up as like little flecks. You know, honestly, Ike might not even have rocks. So we don't need to mess around too much with that. All right, and back to the Space Center. Let's see if there are any missions to take. We managed to clear one of our missions so far. And for next week, I think we need to put together another mission to Eve, if you can believe it. Bring blueberries back? So there's Duna Stone and blueberries now? Eastern Canyon, Southern Basin, or Midlands. Let's not worry about that right now. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything that I would necessarily want to take. We still do have some MUN missions we need to do. Yeah, whatever. We'll grab the blueberries one. And what else? We have 28 Kerbals out of a max of 12 because of the rescue missions. He ended up in the Midlands, so I'm going to try to get to the big crater. All right. So before we go for the night, let's check in on all our stuff. This can just get deleted. We're gonna assume that it eventually crashes into something. On an escape trajectory out of the sun. I don't think that's true, but we'll delete it anyway. What else? The Gilly lander is still kind of stranded in orbit around Gilly. Fish is still kind of sucking. And if you guys remember, the stations are all in. Oh, so many problems with Eve. We really kind of botched the Eve stuff. We're going to have to revisit it at some point. So let's check in on the various research stations and get some science out of those. Okay, come on, game. There we go. Is there any science in here? Yes, it's loading now. Perfect. This is, of course, the Mun station. Gonna have a decent chunk of science ready for us any minute now. Getting there. Gonna have the full 500, I think. Not quite. 467. That's a lot, though. Okay, so there's another 467 science loaded up and ready to go. Next, we'll check in on the Min station over in Minmus. And then I think Eve station might have some science going on. I didn't check. Yeah, we're gonna need to send basically a fuel convoy to Eve with like a ton of extra fuel. Wrong one. For all of our stuff out there. And just refuel everything, get it all loaded up, get it into a correct orbit, and then call it a day. I'd like to put one of those stations around Gilly and then leave one around Duna or Eve. Okay, Min station is next. As we're winding down here this evening, I hope everybody had a great time. Tomorrow, don't forget, is another night at the museum with possibly an alien. And Wednesday, of course, is going to be Oxygen Not Included, plus a continuation of the SpongeBob season tier list with season 2. What else? Friday is going to be... Oh, we got no antenna? That can't be right. Oh. We're out of range. Hold on. Friday is going to be chess against Grumpy Thumper. He's going to destroy me, or I'm going to destroy him. There's no in between. And then I don't know if me and Kerbal are going to be playing Project Zomboid again this Saturday. I haven't talked to him. But if we are, then we'll either be over on his channel, which is more likely, or he'll be over on my channel. But I'll tweet about it, whatever the situation is. Let's transmit the science. Also, if you guys are interested, I've had this for a while. Ooh, you want to do some Factorio? But if you guys are interested, there is a Discord. It's not a secret or anything. It's just I haven't advertised it very much. So if you're interested in getting like instant alerts when I start streaming, you can be in there. If you want to ask me questions or just like hang out with other people, feel free. It's not a requirement or anything, but it is there if you want it. So there's another 500 science loaded up. Let's head over to the Eve station. And that's also a good place if you want to, talk to me outside of Twitch, if you have any questions or you want to send me weird stuff that you found on the internet, that's a good place to do that. It's a lot easier to send links and pictures and stuff through Discord. All right, last one. It's Eve Station. Let's go. And I think we've already got a couple people in there, but it's not like bumping or anything. Okay. Science. Science. Hey, there's science. Wonderful. Transmit science. Yes. Please do. Uh-oh. Not enough electric charge. That's not good. Okay, let's try to get in the sun again. Okay, let's try this again. Did I really not put batteries on this thing? This was like the prototype, wasn't it? If that makes sense. All right, let's try it again. Transmit science. Oh, okay, we're out of range. Not great. You have to put your Discord together. You need to make moderation a channel point reward. That's not a good idea. You should like have people be moderators that you actually know and trust. Are we just not getting any signal here? What the heck's going on? Where is Kerbal? Yeah. This is why people make ComSat relays, isn't it? To avoid this kind of situation. All right, let's go again. We'll get it eventually, right? We had it before. Okay, there it is. We needed to bounce off the other station. That's why. All right, transmit science. Let's go. Please finish before you run out of either sun or data connection. Thank you. All right, 500 science in the bag. We're getting very close to finishing the science. So that's all I had. We can switch over to if the game ever decides to load. Go ahead and switch over to the stream ending screen. Not everyone is lucky enough to have a me in their life. That's true. I've been very fortunate that Emmykins has been such a darn good moderator slash watcher viewer person. Okay, so let's see who is streaming tonight. Who is streaming, guys? Who do we know? I guess Gandalf is streaming. He's got a bunch of people over there. What's he playing? Playing Kerbals? Okay, we'll go raid him. He's playing Kerbals too. You guys know Gandalf. He's running the Kerbal Space program. So I will see you guys on tomorrow or whatever day you decide to stop back in. So good night, everyone. And here we go. Lock and load. Ready to raid. 3, 2, 1.